not being sexual enough early on is a particularly bigger issue for conservative men than liberal men because of, some of the religious factors and things like that?
Yeah, I think it's for all men. It's kind of an issue because a lot of guys don't want to. They're afraid of scaring her away. But it's a matter of how you phrase it. Okay, like there's 3 ways of phrasing something. If you want to get someone to follow a course of action, no matter what, in this, in business, in anything, in relationships, in friendship, there's 3 ways of phrasing something. Okay, you can phrase it as "we should do this." You can phrase it as "do you want to do this?" Or you can phrase it as "I want to do this." The third way of phrasing is best, because that says that puts you at risk. That shows what your desire is first, and that's one of the rules of conversations. You want to always show your desire, take on your risk before you sort of force the risk onto the other person. And so when you say that, you can almost say anything, because the only person you're putting at risk is yourself. But if you say, "we should do this," we should go and make out, let's say. We should go back to my house and have a glass of wine and see what happens, right? If you say "should," that feels like to the other person like it's very pushy. It's very in their face. It's almost controlling. If you say "would you like to," that's trying to get the other person to take the risk first. Do you see that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're trying to get them to say what they want first, and you don't want to do that. You want to say what you want first, because that's just a better way of phrasing it. That's polite, I guess, and that's taking the risk first, and it just works way better. You can almost say anything. It's just like if you're having a good conversation with someone and you're really attracted to them, and you think they might be attracted to you too, you can say, "Hey, I was just thinking about something." She's going to say, "What?" And you can say, "Well, maybe I shouldn't tell you." She's going to say, "Well, no, you can tell me." Now she's definitely going to want to know. And now you can say what you're thinking. Now you can say almost anything because she's asking for it. But you'll say, like, "I was just thinking how sexy it would be to kiss you right now." You can say that. That'd be cool. Because it comes from your perspective. Anytime something comes from your perspective, it's cool to say, right? Within limits, obviously. But I also think you should try to understand the relationship situation. Like, if you meet somebody attractive, I think you should always say, "So what's your relationship situation?" I don't think you should say status, because that's like a one-word sort of checkbox thing. I think you should say situation, because everybody has their own particular situation that you just got to know. Because once you know the situation, then you can decide if it's appropriate to try to suggest getting together or doing something. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of people they're afraid of hearing, especially guys are afraid of talking about that because they're used to girls saying "I have a boyfriend" as a defense. But this isn't the same thing. You want to bring it up as a conversational topic, because it is a conversational topic. If you think about, that's what people's lives revolve around. They revolve around their relationships and their career more than anything else. And so, of course, it's natural to ask about it. And you don't hit on a girl until you know what her relationship situation is, because that would be like a one-size-fits-all deal, and you don't want to do that. Right? So you say, "What's your relationship situation?" She might be single. She might have a long-distance relationship.